All right, I wanted to start this Goldbergs reaction video out by showing you the latest upgrades to my NASCAR collection. Before we talk about the well, not in that particular order, but the Jeremy Mayfield and Bobby Labonte installment. I went to the flea market today, and the guy was nice enough after I told him that this particular race where we lost the Intimidator, Ralph Dale Earnhardt Sr. was my first race 3 days after I turned 7, and I was, the story how I was visiting my family in Ohio from our house in Michigan, and we came up to Ohio to touch home base at my grandparents' place, which many years later became my house, the Brook Park in the Sandhurst house, for celebrate my birthday. And the fact that he was my driver, and this fatal crash right here was that was what took him away from me, only having him for one race and 199 laps, which is how much I missed a Hall of Fame career by that much. He gave this to me as a gift, and now it's hanging nicely with my other NASCAR memorabilia in this man cave. And I have the current number 3, Austin Dillon, that goes with this 2021 Gatorade Twin 125 race winning car that my mom's friend Jennifer Krenziski gave to me. And I moved my Amber Balakin little decal. I figured it would match all the favorite drivers that I have over here in the section. I have Junior because it carries the Earnhardt legacy. Not because I'm a Junior fan or I was crazy about him the way I was crazy about his dad, but look at the date. That's my 10th birthday, and that's the day I received NASCAR Thunder 2004 for the first time from my grandparents on my 10th birthday when they came up to Michigan in the Lenore house to celebrate my birthday with me. And by the time they came up, the race was over, and it was just me, my dad, my sister, and my mom that was watching it together. And I knew it wasn't going to happen, but 10-year-old me was in a biased manner doing some wishful thinking that Cal Petty can pull off some random voodoo magic and give me a birthday win for the 45. But yeah, that's we had that for like years when we met him the day of the 2003 blackout. But I also want to show you what else I got. Wait. Where am I looking? Oh, shit. There goes the Austin Dillon cowboy hat and the Austin Dillon bottom. I'll get it after the video. That's the least of my concern. A Kyle Petty RV diecast based off the 2000 Hot Wheels Pontiac that you see. Hold on. Right over there from the last time I was there. I'll reorganize this stuff after I'm done recording it. It's the least of my concern. I just want to talk about this damn episode. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. That's all the way down here. The other thing I got was upstairs. It's the Kevin Harvick 2001 rookie car, and I was like, oh, Mark, I thought you hate Harvick. Well, I do. I mean, I do, but I've always been a lifelong RCR fan, no matter who drives for them, even if one of my least favorite drivers drove for them. But I'm creating an RCR DI section that I'm going to show you where I'm going to put that. I know this shit looks like a fucking mess right now, but trust me, it's not going to stay that way for long. I'm going to see if I can put a little shelf here. We can do an RCR DI section where on the top is going to have like all the, the iconic 2001 cars from, the year we lost Dale Sr. honoring him. We're going to have a random black GM Goodwrench paint scheme from any year he had that paint scheme in the middle because the 2001 last ride car is all beat up and on display now. So I'm going to use a different black car. I might do the 2000 scheme, but I'm not sure yet. I might do like a 1990. If I find the 1998 Dale Senior scheme, that's the one I'm gonna put in the middle, most likely. The car he won the Daytona 500 with, the same race that took his life 3 years later. I got the 2001 Harvick rookie car that it resembled the 2001 Busch Series AC Delco paint scheme. That was one in the car number 3 car in a champion, like in the front of a championship by Junior in 98, 99. It was driven by Harvick to a championship in 01 while doing that hard work or traveling all those miles, trying to compete for the Busch Series championship and replacing a legend in Winston Cup that he was supposed to race with if Dale wasn't killed. And then, of course, it was driven by Johnny Sauter in 02, Ron Hornaday in 03, and yada, yada, yada. And that Busch car is still around, even to this day, except now Sheldon Creed drives it. Well, Austin Hill drives a 21 that was one time driven by Jay Sauter, Jeff Green, Mike Skinner, Austin's dad, Dillon's dad, Austin and Ty's dad, Mike Dillon. That 21 and 2 Busch Series RCR cars have a lot of names driven for them, but there's I'm just gonna put an RCR DI section there. It's gonna be Harvick's 2001 rookie car, I already have Mikey's 2001 Napa scheme. I've had that for years. Dale Sr.'s 1998 race car. It doesn't have to be the race win Daytona 500 version. Just going to be described as that same paint scheme he won the Daytona 500 with on my 4th birthday. Just, 99, 2001, 2, 3. 6 years to the day his son won it in 04. And then I'm going to put, Steve Park's 2001 Penzo Chevy on the right side, on the left side, I have his 2002, but not 2001. And I'm going to put, if I find Dale Jr.'s 2001 MLB All-Star Game Chevrolet from the 2001 Firecracker 400 from the first race that, at Daytona since his dad died, I'm going to put that there. So, therefore, I saw someone on Twitter or something like that do that. And, it made me want to do it, except to, differentiate from his version. I'm doing Harvick's 2001 rookie card that was more known, not the Earnhardt inverse where it was white with black decals, at Rockingham in Las Vegas, where they changed the number from 3 to 29. The left first number available, RCRQs, they did have a 3, and then changed the color from black to white. So I'm not going to get that car. I have the rookie scheme that he won Atlanta with, which actually was supposed to be, hold on. That 2001 Cracker Barrel 500 was supposed to be Harvick's first race in the 30 as a teammate to Earnhardt Sr. and Mike Skinner. But since Earnhardt was killed, those plans are out the window, so they put him in Earnhardt's car with the number 29 and a white car, and he won in his 3rd career start in a race he was supposed to debut as Earnhardt's teammate. I can't make that shit up like Jamie McMurray, but to differentiate from him, that guy who did the RCRDI section, I have the red and blue, the white Harvick scheme with the red and blue decals, not the white scheme with the black decals. So I wanted to share that with all of you and the Goldbergs fam. Now let's talk about this fucking episode, the Bobby Labonte and Jeremy Mayfield installments. Okay, we watched, we did the Ty Dillon and Ryan Newman installments not too long ago in reverse order. So let's do it this way. So let's talk about Jeremy Mayfield first. Grand Theft Scooter, more like, Need for Speed 3 Hot Pursuit, or Need for Speed Most Wanted on Scooter. That's what it more felt like, if you ask me, except there was no busting involved, no popo or law tactics involved, or when it comes to breaking the law, when it comes to speeding, it was more like Grand Theft Auto than Need for Speed. But I'm more of a Need for Speed guy than Grand Theft Auto, because I've never been into that Grand Theft Auto games. Even if I would have been too young to play it because, too much cussing. And, I had more of a bad habit as a kid repeating cuss words that, movies and shows said, and some, more than I have as an adult. So that's why my mom didn't want me to have those M-rated games. But even though I'm old enough now, I'm not interested in it. So I'm just more of a Need for Speed guy. But, man, that, I can't believe we got to meet the lady that Pops dated, and off camera that we never got to meet because apparently he didn't want Bev to meet her, and I just felt so bad for her. But at least they redeemed themselves in the end. But, giving, she got the, she did give her the damn scooter, but she did it in absolute disgust. And then Adam, and Bria took, who took who to there? Oh, Adam took Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte. Charlotte is the lady's name. Nice to meet you, Mimi Kennedy. Charlotte, Adam and Bria took Charlotte to Bev so they could talk out their problems. And we were just talking about this in the A Million Little Things Ryan Newman, Ty Dillon installment reaction video 2 nights ago about, how dramas usually do this talking up the problems thing in the middle, and then, the end is the cliffhanger. Well, comedy, since they're 30 minutes, not 60 minutes, this is the reversal of fortune, what we were talking about last night. There's the 30 minutes, they have the problems in the middle, then talking out in the end for the happy ending. So, yeah, the Heimlich maneuver stuff. I mean, I feel bad for, as much as I love and, craze about Haley Orantia, don't tell Greg Furman. I'm just kidding. Greg knows I love her in a different manner than, he does. But as much as I favor, Erica over every other Goldbergs character, I felt bad for Barry, considering he was trying to be qualified as a doctor. And then when she saved that man from choking, who sadly later died, I don't know if the actor who plays him is alive in real life. Brady probably is. I don't fucking know, but I'm sure he is. But anyway, so, and then there were, Haley. That's talking about the real life actors. Erica was my favorite character, by the way, was seen as a hero, and Barry got jealous, and, he wanted to take that spotlight back from her, and it backfired because, Erica's ceremonials, which happened the most, came because that man's sudden death, and then they were fighting over that tray, and I thought the tray was actually going to either break in half or fall down and bust up like Adam Petty. And I become a bigger Sam Lerner fan. Geoff Schwartz is easily my favorite character on the whole show. I love that guy with the passion, but he snapped, but at the same time, I normally be against, characters snapping at other characters on these shows, whether it's comedy, drama, or dramedy, but he was right. Instead of doing all this grade A horse shit as grown-ass men and women, they should, be there for each other. And guess what? They talked up their problems like they should, And I get that, it was hard for Bev, to clean out all of her father's belongings. May George Siegel continue to rest in peace. When I saw that, that Instagram post that Wendy McClendon Covey posted the day he died, I wasn't sure if it was really him, so I had to look, and yep, it was true. I couldn't believe it myself. I couldn't believe that he was gone, but he's in a better place with my other grandfather, my Wello Elving Oliveris, my father's dad, that I sadly never got to meet, but came close to meeting him. October 12th, 1992, and then I was born less than a year later, February 15th, 1994, and if you put those two dates together, it's not too far apart, so I came kind of fucking close, but that's what kills me the most. Not that I didn't get to see him, or I'm not holding it against my sister that she saw him and I didn't, but the fact that I came close to meeting him is why I'm still sad about it even to this day, considering how much I would have loved him and he would have loved me, and how he loved every sport except for, basketball and football, and he loved baseball, and I don't think he liked, I don't know if he liked hockey, but I know he didn't like football. He wasn't big on basketball, but if he would have made it to at least my 7th birthday and my first year watching NASCAR, and, that happening, I would have had him win in NASCAR for sure. If I could give it to his son, my dad, and I gave it to my current living grandparents, my mom's parents, my Virginia and Louie, I could, I could probably would have gave it to him too. I would have gave it to Elving too, but I can understand where Bev was feeling, about, missing her dad, it's, Erica, Adam, and Barry's grandfather. I totally get it, I totally get Adam in the Halloween episode trying to try to continue tradition that, Pops, did with them on Halloween with his other grandfather. It just wasn't the same. That would be like, if in another reality where I did see my other grandfather and I did a lot of shit with them, and then all of a sudden he was gone, and then I tried to do the same things with my current living grandfather, my mom's dad, and just, it would be the same way. It would be the same way for not just me or just anyone in general. It just wouldn't be the same, So, I mean, Bless This Mess taught us a couple years ago, traditions either are meant to come to an end or some shit. I don't fucking know. But I think this show in particular taught us that, traditions need to be continued by different people. I have to look up that old tweet. I don't fucking remember. But, yeah, but... And the JTP, was it the JTP we always hear? Because, Jeff's never usually with JTP. It's more like, Barry's more with them than Jeff is, because it's more like Barry's group. And I'm glad, they were able to help Barry talk out, help Barry talk out his problem with Erica about the doctor thing. And, even though Jeff was doing the right thing, even though Barry and Erica tried to give him that tray, as, he more deserved it more than they did, he did the right thing by returning that for stolen property, or that's arrest for thievery. But yeah, that was the Jeremy Mayfield installment. Now the Bobby Labonte installment. The gym class part was fucking hilarious. And oh my God, I did not expect Bev to fucking fart. I mean, I know she was embarrassed, and I get that. And, I'm pretty sure, Adam was more embarrassed, but then he come to realize, well, that was just a mistake. People make mistakes. I mean, even before the Goldbergs existed, we all knew this life lesson all of our lives. We all knew that, but everybody did. Everybody knew this before Goldbergs and all the other shows that have life lessons in it were even came around. Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and that's what, Adam told Bev, everybody talked about their biggest embarrassment and mistake, and they shouldn't, they shouldn't have to have to cancel themselves or beat themselves up just because of one little mistake that can be fixed in a nanosecond. And that all worked out. And it was funny. Now, the subplot with, my main man, Geoff, and of course, Troy, probably one of the greatest celebrity Laker fans of all time, Barry. They were like bonding in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, when they were getting the pep talk from their girlfriends, their respective partners, Erica to Geoff, and what's Beth Triffin's character's name? Oh, Joanne to Barry. It's like brotherly and sister love. It's like one's brother is married to the other's sister, and the other's sister is dating the other's brother. So that's crazy how that shit works. But they were telling the girls were telling the boys the same fucking thing, in different parts, and that's what backfired on them. And that new guy was the one, considering that got the position over them because they were making a fool out of themselves. He was just sucked into something that wasn't his fault. I mean, the random, I can't remember the student's name, and I don't feel like stopping the tape to look and doing a please stand by, your mics are hot, little graphic. So I'll figure that out. I'll tag them when I post this on the gram, but where it's going, because the tagging problem is slowly going away since it's getting close to summer and the television major shows taking time off. But yeah, that's another thing I'll talk about in a minute. What the news we got on what was it, yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday. You should know by now. But anyway, that's why, Joanne and Erica, dragged Barry and Geoff to say, I know you guys were fighting, but you guys probably are at fault for that, but you guys didn't start it. We did. We're the ones who kept giving you the same pep talk at the same time without knowing. And guess what? They talked out their problems like they should. So, yeah, we got a good ending out of it, Now, let's talk about the real good news. Goldberg season 10. Well, my gosh, what can I say except we're going to get my third full season with this damn show. It takes place in a decade before I came around, and give me some more Erica Goldberg. Man, Ganta Haley Orantia. And I better say, I know Anna Grace Barlow is the part of, in the show is why I watched The Big Leap. But with The Big Leap gone, Anna Grace Barlow, you're being tagged in this. So, therefore, since The Big Leap is now gone, we're not going to see any more Brittany Lovewell outside of, a Mark Oliveira's Brittany Lovewell Big Leap love story in the form of fanfic on Microsoft Word or some shit like that. We better see Lisa Levine come back in season 10. I want us to fucking see that so I can see more Anna Grace Barlow. I want to see more of that shit. Even though I barely saw her when I first came in the middle of season 7. I want to see more Lisa Levine because, you're getting a jumbo-sized birthday tribute on July 17th, your birthday, your Ricky Roy 28th birthday, because I gotta say, I don't know if I can tag him in this, but your boyfriend, Andrew Colicchio, is just as lucky of a motherfucker as, Greg Furman is to Haley. Two of my favorite characters on this damn show, Erica Goldberg and Lisa Levine. So, Anna Grace Barlow, I think, is, I know, I'm February, and I know she's July. We're both born in 1994, but how many months older am I than her? March, April, May, June. I'm 5 months older than Anna Grace Barlow, so because I'm skipping the New England 300 to go outside in sunny Sandy Ridge for fun in the sun to give Anna Grace Barlow a jumbo-sized birthday tribute. I'll run my fucking phone out until it blows the fuck up. So that's how much I love Anna Grace Barlow. I'd do anything for her as a super fan. And considering, how Kelly Berglund, the fellow Goldberg star that gave me the Goldbergs to begin with because of my 3-year obsession with her in Lab Rat, I'm surprised Anna Grace Barlow, and I'm joking, obviously. I'm surprised Anna Grace Barlow when The Big Leap was on, because I don't really tag her and interact with her as much as I do, I was when The Big Leap was on. I'm surprised she never filed a restraining order against me, kind of like how it was surprising how joking, obviously, Kelly Berglund never filed a restraining order on me during my 3-year craze for her in Lab Rats, even after Lab Rats was gone twice, original, in February of 2016, Elite Force in October of that same year. I mean, one was during the second half of 2015-16, the other was during the first half of 16-17. It's like, damn. That's when I went back and watched the first opening 3 seasons, that I missed out on. But Yeah, Goldberg season 10. I look forward to my third full season. And this is actually the first full season that I get to properly finish because last year, just the television season for me ended in a disaster because of the fact that, the schedule was getting brutal. It was trying to give me Vietnam PTSD flashbacks to the 2018-19 television season where I was trying to watch NASCAR and the Spurs at the same time as any of the shows that were on at the same time on almost every night. And it got fucking hectic it was, especially when I had to do it all, and I tried to do it all, not down here where it was, over here was lesser of two evils because, I had my own TV. But I didn't have a DVR back then. That was my mom's old DVR she gave me since I did this past season. Since I was using it more than she was never touching it to begin with. So when I went upstairs, I actually rewind stuff to get pictures of the characters so I can tag their actors and interact with them on social media. That was where it was the worst, considering, I had the risk of waking people up and, what if my mom got so tired early and, she wanted to come to bed and yet the show wasn't over or even the game or the race wasn't over, which, was always a problem. So, and my mom finally realized what we were doing wrong. And so she moved the DVR down here so I can, watch everything all I wanted. But I'm not going to watch races and NASCAR and races and Spurs games at the same time as my shows because it gets too hectic. And, I don't know how I made it through that season, but I didn't make it through last season because Spurs started off well last year, if you recall. But then all of a sudden after my birthday, and after the Hornet game and, we're against them in their house in Charlotte, and during the Daytona 500 rain delay, and, the COVID and the injury bug hit us, and then we went down the toilet. We started to go downhill, and it was like where we picked up where you left off in the previous season. Like that good start in the first half never happened. So therefore, I was actually more passionate about getting that fucking 24th season of Spurs basketball for me over with. Considering I was so exhausted from that second half train wreck to the point where, let's not forget, not only that, with that being said, we here in Ohio last year, we skipped in terms of weather conditions. We skipped right over spring and went straight to summer. We went straight to summer, and it was only March and it was only April. It wasn't even May or June yet, and that was the weather was getting nice, and I guess the climate was calling my name, wanted me to enjoy the weather with my friends. So that's why, I didn't finish last year, along with the fact that it was getting too hectic. But this year, the weather's taking its grand old time. The Spurs sees the 2022 NBA playoffs are happening at its normal, non-COVID scheduled time. And, early to mid-April rather than, late May, early June, when normally the conference finals and the finals take place. But it's back to normal this year. So therefore, the Spurs season was able to end early enough to the point where now we, the COVID, the fucked up COVID schedules were probably what fucked up the TV schedule for me alone. But now that it's back to a kind of normal, kind of non-COVID schedule this year, I can actually finish the season properly now that the Spurs season's over. And now I can actually mainly focus on my show. So I'm finishing the season of Goldbergs, starting next week, with the Tony Stewart installment. And a million little things, that's up in the air. We don't know if we're getting season 5, which likely we will, but ABC is full of surprises. So therefore, I know the Booty Biffles installments tonight, but, since my body had other plans last night, other than to catch up on the Foyt and Waltrip installments, I'm going to do the triple-headed Friday night, on Hulu, but on this TV. But in case I need the DVR versions, I have them, but I'm probably going to watch it on Hulu to the point we're not going to need them. So next week I will be back in this AMLT saddle to finish the season, starting with the Matt Kenseth installment. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how the Goldbergs get a 10th season, more fanboying of Haley / Erica, more of seeing the first full season with Jeff as my favorite male character, and I wonder how they're going to address Jeff Garland's departure and how they're going to what they're going to do with Murray, how they're going to write him out of the show. But I guess the article did say they're going to figure out sometime early season 10. I don't know if it's going to be the first episode or a few episodes after that, but we're going to figure it out. But I was too lazy to make a dance video, so I just did my own rendition of Ricky Martin's Cup of Life, La Copa de la Vida, written by Robbie Draco Rosa and Desmond Child, and co-written by Luis Gomez Escolar. But anyway, let's go fucking eat and, have a good time relaxing and watching the other people's YouTube videos and upload this shit. So, Goldberg folks, I'm happy to be back, and I'm going to see you guys next week for the Tony Stewart installment after, we catch up on the Foyt, Waltrip, and Biffle installments of, everything's Friday night. So, starting next week, we're going to get back in the TV rhythm and finish this shit out. Tomorrow, we got the quintuple Nickelodeon crossover of When Worlds Collide, That Young Warp, Danger, Hustle. So, and that reaction video is going to be a banger, so you won't want to miss it. So, have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Life will give you loud lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, be you. You have to try harder to do less, and you can't deport a dream. So, take care, everyone. Good night to the Smoopsies. I'll see you all till next week from tonight for the Tony Stewart installment. For everyone else out there, see you all for the next video, which will most likely be the banger reaction video for the When Worlds Collide quintuple in this Nickelodeon series crossover, That Young Warp, Danger, Hustle. So, see you later, everyone.